afternoon, IHSA football family, and we get into the final watch list video. Classes of 2024 and 2025. Here we go, people, the last ones of the year. And as always, my name is Coach Big Pete, aka Peter Linewumper. Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And make sure you follow me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Facebook thing as well. And again, let's get started. First class 2024, 2025. Before we get into all the classes and when I start talking about the players and that. Recruits, make sure you fill out the recruiting question. Make sure I have your information. It's absolutely free, and I do not sell any of your info. Actually, your info goes free to college coaches. I do not charge any college coaches. Also, and this is a big thing, this is currently being filmed March 9th, 2022. March 9th, 2022. So, there's more names that are going to be added to this list. Be sure you go to deepdishfootball.com and you check out that watch list. So if you're watching this in June or May of 2022, please understand, again, this is in March. So take it easy and look at the watch list, okay? And again, recruits, make sure I have your information. I'm still doing free recruiting advisement sessions as well. It's absolutely free. And I will be definitely talking more about these recruits later on, and it's going to be fun to see some of you guys at the showcases, and we get into the camps for the summer. And if you like my work, feel free to leave a tip/donation via PayPal link below or Venmo link as well. And let's get started. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, we are now at class of 2024 watch list. And again, please understand that there's 2 whole years, and then most of these, well, not most, but a small group of these kids will actually quit playing the football game due to injury, just due to lack of passion. And I completely understand it. Do things that you want, that you want to play, that you love. And I think a lot of parents understand that. There's a small group of parents that do not understand, that force kids to play sports that they do not want to play. And again, the kids got to love the game first if they want to get recruited. That's the most important thing. That's very important. So let's get into the class of 2024. Watch this again. More names will be added. This is in March. So if you're watching this, take a chill pill. And it's in June and you're watching this, you're like, what? He didn't just check the watch list on deepdishfootball.com. And the watch list is on deepdishfootball.com. Dillan Johnson, defensive tackle out of Joliet Catholic, again, still growing, but could be one of the best defensive tackles in the state of Illinois, could be one of the best defensive tackles in the Midwest. He's continuously growing. He's putting on muscle. He's definitely a huge name that you're going to need to check out. Dillan Johnson, class of 2024 defensive tackle at Joliet Catholic. And Joliet Catholic, they make them linemen good. They make them linemen really good. Next one, Mikeshun Beeler, athlete. Simeon, an absolute young star. Like I said, those Simeon Wolverines, they know how to make those stars. And they got another star coming up. And Mikeshun Beeler, athlete out of Simeon, is a kid that you need to know. High intensity. The kid just works his butt off. Definitely a kid to watch. Next one, Tysean Griffin, athlete. Morgan Park, I've talked about him numerous times. He's continuously just getting better. He's one of Coach CJ's top playmakers. Whoever gets him is going to get a special player. Next one, Imarion Stewart, of a wide receiver out of Bolingbrook, continuously getting better. He's got those offers. He's going to get more offers. He's going to be one of the best wide receivers. I think the big thing for Imarion Stewart, again, is going to be some of the shorter routes and how he runs. He's got to improve on that as well. Jonathan Brown, offensive lineman out of Batavia. Jonathan Brown is one of my favorite offensive linemen that no one's talking about. He's a secret. I'm telling you that right now. He's a secret. Don't sleep on this kid. And again, Batavian offensive line, it's something special. James Berry, Providence Catholic. James Berry is a very interesting recruit. I was sent information. I looked at the video, and I was completely impressed. I was completely shocked as well. James Berry is another big offensive lineman out of those Southern Burbs that you need to keep an eye out for from Providence Catholic class of 2024. He will be another big emerging name. Ryder Miller, athlete, Ottawa. Again, another small school stud. Well, it was not that much of a small school, but again, in that middle size of schools. And again, deserves to be talked about. One of the more high-quality athletes in the state of Illinois, continuously getting better. Division I coaches are definitely taking a look at this kid. He's a kid to check out. Next one, Ethan. This is going to kill me, and I do apologize if I mispronounce last names. Agakikan, Edge rusher out of Stevenson. A very impressive young man who I really was paying attention to as I got into the fall. And then in the winter, I was completely flabbergasted at the talent that he has, and he's continuously growing. So he's growing. He's definitely a kid that you need to keep an eye out for. H.J. Grigsby, athlete to Joliet Catholic. I apologize. H.J. Grigsby, he's an absolute great kid, and he's a talent on the football field, and just a good kid on and off the football field. And he's definitely one of those players that you need in the college program. It still needs to be talked about more, but I think he's going to get that more talk when we get into next year. It's that Juliet Catholic phase where it gets a little bit later than they talk about more. Next one, Grant Stack, best tight end in the state of Illinois, one of the best tight ends in the nation. Grant Stack out of Jacobs, he is the real deal. He's proven everyone right with everyone's synopsis of him, and he is continuously getting better. Like to see a little bit more muscle mass built on, but I think that's going to happen. Matthew Kreider, athlete, Warren Reed and Warrenville South. Again, a little mismatch between running back and a wide receiver for Matthew Kreider. Matthew Kreider is that type of kid that you must keep an eye out for. He's going to be a huge name. He comes from, again, a great lineage of those mixed running back wide receiver combinations of that hybrid spread offense. That Matthew Kreider is a kid that you need to look out for. Next one, athlete, quarterback, Brock Bobley, Carbondale. Brother was awesome as a linebacker at Carbondale. Brock, it continues that great lineage. Brock Bobley of Carbondale High School is a kid that you must know about. He will be talked about in continuous years. Had an unbelievable season in the fall, but Brock Bobley, quarterback out of Carbondale, is the real deal. Next one, Christopher Griffin, athlete, South Elgin, another name that you must keep an eye out for as well. And again, South Elgin running that option offense, but again, Christopher Griffin is that kid that you must, again, zero in on. He's going to be a big name for them coming up this fall, and definitely a kid that you want to check out in the Upstate 8. Next one, Sam Green, athlete, Salem. He's a quarterback, but Sam Green, to me, is unbelievable. His athleticism is just so special. He's that kid. He's that kid. And again, like I'll say, he'll break coverages. He great on-field IQ. Sam Green, the athlete out of Salem High School, is a kid that you must not forget. He's going to be a big-time recruit. Keep an eye out for him. Darian Williams, defensive lineman, home at Flossmoor again, more of a hybrid. Definitely a kid that you want to watch out from home at Flossmoor. Home at Flossmoor's got a great defensive line coming up in the next years. He's a kid that you want to check out. Very impressive with his athleticism. Again, we'll see a little bit more on the strength and building up on the strength. Next one, Max Bray. Aurora Christian, he's been killing it for 2 years at Aurora Christian. Max Bray is one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Illinois for the class of 2024, and people need to know about this kid. Why are people keep forgetting about this kid? Aurora Christian is just having an unbelievable year and year with another great quarterback. And Max Bray is one of them. Next one, a quarterback that a lot of people need to pay attention to that I really like. Ethan Cole, quarterback, Bradley Bourbonnais High School. He's got the frame. He's got the potential. We're just going to see through his progressions. But Ethan Cole, quarterback out of Bradley Bourbonnais, is one of those kids that you must pay attention to. He is going to be big in the coming years for the Boilermakers. And I'm going to tell you right now, he has the potential. He has the potential to be a top 3 quarterback in the state of Illinois. That's how good he is. Brandon Hanson, offensive lineman, Munderloin. Again, a lot of college coaches were looking for him. I was looking for him. I finally found him at the Boom Showcase, and he did not disappoint. He is one of the best offensive linemen in the state of Illinois. He's already picked 2 offers, if I'm not mistaken, but Brandon Hanson, offensive lineman out of Munderloin, class of 2024, 6'6". He's an absolute stud. Yeah, kid that you must know. Ryan Bowe, quarterback, out of Batavia. Wow. They threw him to the fire, and he persisted. He is balling out. He is going to be, again, another late rising quarterback recruit out of that Batavia area. But again, Ryan Bowe, to me, the most important thing to me that I see is his patience. And again, you don't have a lot of young quarterbacks that are that way. But Ryan Bowe's got patience. Next one, the big dog recruit, one of the best recruits in the state of Illinois, in the Midwest, a national recruit, Justin Scott, defensive lineman, St. Ignatius. What more can you say about this kid? What more? Athleticism, smarts, character. He's got everything. Justin Scott is that kid. He's that role model kid for a program. And I talk about role model kids. He's that kid. He's got everything. He's got athleticism. He's got the smarts. He's got the on-field IQ. Checks his gaps. Unbelievable. Justin Scott, St. Ignatius, is a kid that you must not sleep on. He's got over 20 offers. He's going to get more offers. He's going to be a national recruit. And I consider him, and I talked to one coach on the West Coast and one coach down south who I know, and I asked, I was like, what do you guys see this guy? And again, they said, they see him as a top 10 defensive lineman in the nation. And I got to agree. I really do have to agree. Nathan Omoro, offensive lineman out of ICU. And again, I mispronounced last names. I do apologize. I am horrible. Again, me caveman. I apologize. Nathan Omoro, very tenacious, young offensive lineman coming from IC. He has the potential to get to that gap of a Division I lineman, the talent that he has and possesses. We will see what happens, but I think he's going to continuously grow into his body. And he's going to be one of those offensive linemen that we talk about as the top offensive lineman in the state of Illinois. Jet Hildling, quarterback, St. Rita. How come we don't talk about this kid more? We should be talking about this kid more. The guy just graduated. Jet Hildling's going to be one of those kids that you're going to look at from St. Rita. Very impressive with his throws off the run. Again, good reads too, but Jet Hildling, quarterback out of St. Rita, is definitely one of those kids. Jack Leisher, linebacker, Marmion Academy. Jack Leisher, again, another impressive Marmion Academy. They're starting to get some good, talented players for Marmion Academy, and Jack Leisher is one of them. Do not sleep on this kid. Highly athletic. Great coverage, by the way. Great coverage backer. Definitely a kid that you must know about. Hilton Jamar, just like his brother, younger, the younger of Jamar, who's a senior, who's going to be a senior. Hilton is a growing prospect that you need to pay attention to. It's going to be will be very impressive to see how his speed and how he grows into his body. But Hilton Jamar is one of those top offensive linemen in the state of Illinois that you must know. Next one, Lucas Austin, Sterling, athlete. Keep talking about this kid. Keep talking about Sterling. Pay attention to Sterling. Do not sleep on Sterling football. And Lucas Austin's the reason why. He is a hell of a player, highly athletic, can play both sides of the ball. Definitely a kid that you must know. Nick Day, Antioch. Again, a little bit of a mix and mash of that hybrid wide receiver running back. Nick Day is definitely a kid that we want to see more into his growing phase. Still very, very raw. We'll see what happens, but I think he's definitely going to grow into his spot. Nick Day is done. And we go into Sam Owens MacArthur. Absolute star. One of the best wide receivers in the state. One of the best wide receivers in the Midwest. Needs to be talked more from Caden MacArthur. Sam Owens. Do not forget that name. Brett Larson. Caneland. Why do people keep sleeping on Caneland? Caneland football is no joke. Caneland's got some great recruits these coming years. And one of them is Brett Larson. He is unbelievable. He's continuously learning his process. His growth has been unbelievable. Again, Fist Football did a wonderful job with him. And he is one of the top offensive linemen in the state for 2024. Like I said, he could possibly, to me, I feel like he could get one of his very first offers this summer or a little bit earlier, but Brett Larson's that kid. Michael McLaughlin, Peoria, Notre Dame, offensive lineman. Kid is an absolute stud. Big stud, knock you on your ass, tough SOB type of kid. And definitely one of those kids that you must know about from Peoria, Notre Dame. He reminds me a little bit, I forgot about that Peoria, Notre Dame offensive lineman 4 years ago that I talked about. Reminds me a little bit of him, but I think Michael McLaughlin's a little bit more athletic. But Peoria, Notre Dame, Michael McLaughlin, offensive lineman class of 2024 is a kid that you must know. Liam White, wide receiver, Wayne Academy. Still growing. It's still a growing process with Liam White. But again, he has the potential to be a top 5 wide receiver in the state of Illinois. Colton Bembry, offensive lineman, now that offensive lineman factory, Loyola Academy. Still very highly athletic. Would like to see a little bit more of his strength and footwork. But Colton Bembry is going to be one of those kids that you must know about. Again, good center low gravity for such a young age. And he's going to be one of those kids. Next one, Bowe McCasklin, offensive lineman, St. Charles East. And St. Charles East, wow, they got an offensive line. Ho, 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 ho. You got Baird, you got McCasklin. Then they'll knock you on your ass. But Bowe McCasklin is one of the best offensive linemen in the state of Illinois, one of the best offensive linemen in the Midwest, and could be a national prospect in a couple months or a couple weeks. He's that real deal. The kid is unbelievable. I love his overall athleticism. I love his drive. And I just love the fact that I saw a few mistakes that he made on a couple games, and he bounced back from them. And that's the most important thing when we talk about these teenage kids. How do they progress after a mistake is made? And that's one of the most important things in recruiting. So please understand that Bowe McCasklin is the real deal. Robert Battle, quarterback, East St. Louis. Why aren't we talking more about this kid again? East St. Louis. I know they had a very great group of wide receivers. They still do. Lou Burner, even though he went to Oklahoma. But Robert Battle is the real deal. I see him as their quarterback did a couple of years ago, who's playing at Missouri, if I'm not mistaken. Robert Battle is going to be one of those guys, those cats. It's going to be one of the top quarterbacks in the state of Illinois. Tony Phillips, running back, Bishop Mack. He's one of the best. He's one of the best in the state of Illinois. He's highly recruited. Yada 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 yada. He's that good. He's that damn good. I saw him on 7-on-7 in Central. Clifton Central, and he's unbelievable. He's unbelievable. He's that special player, highly athletic, and just silky smooth with his running. Just silky smooth. King Smith, another very raw athlete out of the Caden MacArthur, is a kid that you must know, that you must talk about. He could be the real deal. Marquise Lightfoot, defensive end, Kenwood, one of the best defensive ends in the state for this upcoming year. And he's going to get even better, still raw with his footwork and still very raw with his handwork. And he's going to be one of those growth projects. He's getting offers. I think he can get more offers, and I think he can be a national recruit. That's just my personal feeling. All right, we go into Antonio. Antonio Russell Eisenhower again. A big. Oh, come on, no. A big play wide receiver. I almost messed that up. Big play wide receiver, Antonio Russell out of Eisenhower. Also plays defensive back, but Antonio Russell has made amazing catches. Knows how to box out his defender and get that catch. Highly athletic and definitely one of the top wide receivers in the state. Next, Cam Williams, wide receiver, Glenbard Self. Kid's getting offers. He's continuously getting more offers, more and more and more. It's just a matter. It's not a matter of. I consider him a national recruit now, but I think he's just gonna keep getting more better and better. I see him as more of a Mika Jones type of wide receiver from Warren Township a couple of years ago. I see him as again a top 20 wide receiver in the country, and he's that good. And this class of 2024 wide receivers in the country is not that good, so I see a lot of well-known wide receivers that could make a name for themselves. Next one, Alicio Milivojevic, quarterback out of St. Francis. Very good, a good arm, very good, especially ability to avoid the pass rush. And like I talked to few college coaches about him, I think the most important thing again is working on his throwing mechanics. I think that's going to be a big thing with him. But again, one of the top quarterbacks in the state of Illinois. And if he can grow to that way, he can be one of the top quarterbacks in the Midwest. Definitely a kid that you want to keep an eye out for. Alessio, quarterback out of San Francisco, he had an unbelievable season last season. Jackson McCrary, athlete, Nutrary. He is highly athletic. He has made a name for himself. First couple games of the season last season, and is only getting better. We'll see where he can fit. The big thing for me is see how he the maturation process when he gets into the summer. Darian Dupree, running back, Mount Carmel. It's Mount Carmel. They always have those beasts at running back, and Darian Dupree is one of them. Definitely one of those kids that you must know about. I think he's got 3 or 5 offers, if I'm not mistaken. He's gonna get more offers. He's the real deal, no doubt about that. Next one, Leon Trey, Bradford DB out of East St. Louis, one of the best DBs in the state of Illinois, one of the best DBs in the Midwest. He is getting offers. He's going to continuously get more offers. No surprise. And he is, it's another East St. Louis stud, highly athletic, high agility, good with, especially great with his reads, and good with the hip tracing as well. He's the real deal. Troy Carlson, quarterback, Kaneland. Another Kaneland kid that I got to talk about. And I'm sick and tired of talking about these Kaneland kids because they deserve more respect than they're getting. Troy Carlson is one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Illinois. Is going to most likely get to that Midwestern region of being one of the top quarterbacks in the Midwestern region. It's just a matter of time. I am more impressed with the growth that he had within his freshman year to his sophomore year. I can't wait to see it work on his junior year, but he is that kid. Eric Johnson, wide receiver, another Kaneland kid. Absolute great kid, high character kid, highly athletic. Another kid, don't sleep on him. I'm sick and tired of saying don't sleep on Kaneland, but this is another kid. Eric Johnson is. You can't forget about this kid. He's unbelievable, and he's another name that's going to keep moving up. But I did an interview with him on the Dish, and he was unbelievable. Jaden Wright, Bishop McNamara, very, 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 very fast. And again, they got a 2-headed beast at Bishop Mac, and that's a scary 2-headed beast. Another kid that you must keep an eye out for. Dominic Ball, undersized running back from Palatine, very fast. I think what's more important is how he takes after that first hit, especially with running backs. What do they do after that first hit? And you can't be a one hit and just fall down. So it'll be most important with Dominic Ball, but he can be a hell of a player, no doubt about that. Jake Metelli, athlete, St. Charles North. His brother was an unbelievable football player, too, older brother. But Jake is one of those kids, again, we should be talking about more and more, and he'll progress like every other St. Charles North recruit that we talk about. And again, for some reason, the weirdest thing about St. Charles North recruits, they burst like right on their junior season. They get hot. They get on fire, and he's one of those kids. Charlie Mullen, tight end out of Ottawa Marquette. His brother is playing at Louisville's tight end. Charlie Mullen is going to be the next big thing coming out of Ottawa Marquette. He's a kid that you must know, highly athletic, multi-sports athlete. Very impressed with his play. I saw him playing 2 games. But he is the real deal. Do not sleep on Charlie Mullen. He's a kid that you must know. 6'5" now or 6'6", if I'm not mistaken. Mark Helm, offensive lineman, Glenwood. Why aren't we talking more about Mark Helm, everyone? He is going to be the next big offensive lineman recruit. He is an absolute titan of a football player, and you're going to see him get a lot more. You're going to see him start getting some offers. So keep an eye out for Mark Helm out of Glenwood. Jake Thurtney, St. Charles North. His brother was good. He's good too. And again, he's going to be another talented player. Again, with St. Charles North, it's an if spot. Where do we put him now? Because it's St. Charles North. It always is. It's just weird. It's weird like that. But he's going to be one of those players that you're going to definitely want to keep an eye out for. Parker Starts, linebacker, Mount Carmel. One of my favorite linebackers that no one's really talking about yet, but he's definitely one of those kids that's going to continuously progress, and he's only going to get better and better and better. Love his coverage, love his ability at reads, I love how he reads his keys too. He will be a key linebacker in the state of Illinois. Marcus Brown, brother of Rice, and Marcus Brown still raw, still very raw. Great on the run, good frozen run. Good IQ, good patience as well. I think the most important thing, again, working on that throwing mechanics for Marcus Brown, but he is one of the bigger quarterbacks in the state of Illinois that's going to continuously keep on emerging as a top name quarterback name in the state of Illinois. So don't sleep on Marcus Brown. Next one, Max Havardian out of Joliet Catholic. It's Joliet Catholic, but Max is a hell of a player. He's going to be one of those big kids that you need to look out for. I love him on off. I think it's offense, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check my notes. See if my notes are correct. I'm confusing him with someone else. I know I'm confused, but Max Havardian is the real deal. Darian Williams, I think I already talked about him. Luke Johnson, Geneseo, real deal. And I talked about that before. But Luke Johnson, he's an absolute gamer. Again, tough nose, bring your lunch pail to work type of player. One of those kids that you must pay attention to. And I know a lot of people are sleeping on those Geneseo players, but Luke Johnson is the real deal. Michael Prokos, wide receiver, Crystal Lake South, continuously making a name for himself. Saw him at Throw Deep 2021. It was 2021 in the winter. He's continuously getting better. Saw him in summer camp as well. He's one of those kids that you must know about, and a lot of people are forgetting about this kid. I don't know why, but he's going to be I think he's going to be a good wide receiver, but I think he can play other spots too. But I like Michael Prokos. He's one of those kids to watch out. Bryce Harrison, linebacker, East St. Louis. It's East St. Louis. Highly athletic, great on-field IQ, and can knock the living crap out of you. He is a hell of a linebacker. Don't sleep on a kid. Next one, Dalton Brown. A little bit of an undersized linebacker from Edwardsville, but a kid, come on. You got to pay attention to this kid, Dalton Brown. A lot of people are forgetting about this kid, Dalton Brown. Do not sleep on this kid. He's unbelievable. I love his athleticism, and I love the reads that he makes, and he's good in coverage. Definitely kid you want to watch it. He gets that tackle. Jackson Nicolini, another offensive lineman from Batavia, everyone. He is going to be one of the best offensive linemen in the state of Illinois. Batavia, they're growing him, and they're growing him. Jackson, to me, highly athletic. Still like to see a little bit more on the size, but I think he's continued maturation process. He's one of those kids to watch out. KJ Parker, IC. And with IC, you don't know, you're thrown up in the air. They're going to be whatever they're going to be because it's an athlete. They play two spots, and that's what craft requires in discipline. And KJ Parker is the real deal, so definitely don't sleep on this kid from IC. Armand Valder Munoz, offensive lineman out of Lake Park, one of the best offensive linemen in the state of Illinois. Great size. Would like to see a little bit more of his agility and especially with his handwork. Josh Janikowski, Lincoln Way East. He's only getting better and better and better and better. That's all I say. He's the top offensive lineman, top 10 in the state of Illinois. And that's my personal feeling. He's going to continuously keep getting better and better. I still like his acceleration. Like his footwork. Again, handwork isn't a big thing, but again, it's that age with an offensive lineman where they're not the final product. Young offensive linemen are like clay. They have to be shaped and formed. And he's one of those kids that you've got to keep an eye out for in the state of Illinois. Kieran Barron Johnson, wide receiver, Bolingbrook, underrated wide receiver too. I love his speed, and I love the way that he runs his routes. I think he's one of the best route runners from this class. So Kane Barron Johnson, don't sleep on him. Andy Burbjaw, offensive lineman in Crystal Lake South, the land of the Giants, and Andy Burbjaw is one of them. Definitely a kid that you must know about. Overall athleticism, Crystal Lake South, they know how to make them offensive linemen. They know how to work with those big boys, and he's one of them. Michael Champagne, quarterback, Glenbard South, undersized. Yes, I know he's undersized. I've gotten emails that I know that he's undersized, but guess what? He's a hell of a player. He's one of the most underrated players that people keep sleeping on. He's a competitor first. I love his on-field IQ. I love his ability to run on the pass, and I think he's a kid that people are just sleeping on, and don't sleep on the kid. Next quarterback, Arthur Palenke, I mispronounced that last name, from Willowbrook. Could be one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the state of Illinois for this class of 2024. He is the deal. He is the real deal. And I love, again, the big thing is how these young kids bounce back from mistakes. He's made mistakes and he bounces back perfectly. And again, good character on and off the field, and definitely a kid to check out. Nikhil McFarland, quarterback, Kenwood Academy. This is a wait-and-see project. We will see. I think we're going to see more of him this fall season, but he could be one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Illinois as well. Alonzo Manning, I think he went to Mount Carmel, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's at Mount Carmel now, or he went to. I can't keep up with this transfer portal. I'm sorry, but Alonzo Manning, running back out of Mount Carmel, he's one of the top running backs in the state of Illinois, and he's going to be part of the. Hopefully, I got the right school right, but yeah, he's definitely one of those kids to keep an eye out for. Christian Bentacore, Bentacore. Out of Marion's, it's killing me. I apologize. I see him as a wide receiver for Marion Central. I think he's an absolute star wide receiver that people just keep forgetting about for some reason. I don't know why they keep forgetting about him. Maverick Ole, defensive end, workout beast. He's that kid that's in and out of the weight room. Definitely a kid that you want to check out. We will see as he continuously progresses, especially in this year. This is going to be a big year for him. Would like to see more on his flexibility and his agility. That's going to be the most important thing for him. MJ Hansen, offensive lineman, Burlington Central. Great technique. Love the kid's technique. Like to see a little bit, again, more of a speed. And overall, his punch is good, too. And I like his handwork. And, again, I believe that's probably another fist football guy, if I'm not mistaken. Probably. Miles Crimsicoli, wide receiver, New Trier. He's a kid that I was completely impressed with some of his throws from his brother. He's going to be an emerging name that you must know about. Jack McGeehan, offensive lineman, St. Lawrence, player that's going to just, again, he's still growing into his spot. Overall athleticism impressive. We'll just see what happens as everything keeps maturing. Patrick Scholler, athlete, Glenbrook North. Wow. Size. Speed. Just don't want to put him. But he's definitely one of those kids that you got to check out. Patrick Schuller out of Glenbrook North. Noah Paflin, Lyons Township. He made a name for himself his freshman year, his sophomore year, and he's going to be back, and we'll see how he does. But I really like his athleticism. I like that, again, he's going to be working in more of that run-and-shoot offense that we see. I think it's going to be, and he's working with one of the best wide receiver coaches in the state of Illinois. So Noah Paflin is, he's one of those kids that you definitely, he's going to keep getting better and better. So one of those kids that you must know about. Cole Crafton, Lincoln Way West. And I did not say Lincoln Way East. I said that by accident. I put that by accident one time too, like an idiot. But Cole Crafton, he's that kid. I'm more impressed with his overall athleticism. I like his accuracy, and I like to touch on the ball, but we'll see what happens, especially as we get into the junior season, because he's a wait-and-see project. Taylor Tate, the Calb. Another Tate kid from the Calb. Again, highly athletic, and just an overall great kid as well. High character, too, and we'll see what happens, again, going into that junior season. Jackson Kilberg, quarterback, man self. Another wait-and-see project, because he's going to be playing some of the big dog football as we get into the fall. But Jackson Kilberg, quarterback on himself, is one of those kids that we will be waiting on. We will see what happens, but I think he can get it done. Don Barris, athlete, St. Francis. Again, wait-and-see project, but he's continuously getting better and better. Danny Zarco, offensive lineman, Lyons Township. Great size. Want to see more from his speed, agility factor. Good footwork. I do like his hands. And good kid, too. Another solid offensive line from the state of Illinois. Could make it into that top 5 offensive line. Devon Van Ness, again, from Barrington. Jack Donovan, offensive lineman, St. Francis. Still very, very raw, a very raw project. Will more developed lately. And again, it's weird because St. Francis, they're either a fully polished player, or it's still some time to wait. And Jake Diamond's going to be one of them. But he has the chance of being a top 10 offensive lineman from the state of Illinois, and he can get into that Midwest spotlight as well. Devon Van Ness, defensive end edge rusher out of Barrington, just like his brother, is an absolute star. Continues to get better. I'd like to see more from his size, but we'll see what happens. He's going to be another wait-and-see project. Next one, Isaiah Griff of Normal Community High School. Very, very, very raw, but he's got the size. It's going to be with the footwork, and again, how does he get into that penetration? Penetration is going to be huge. And how can he get fire out? And that burst, those first two steps of a defensive lineman are so important. It'll be important for him, so it's definitely a kid to watch. Cooper Kemet, he was a quarterback. I have him a quarterback athlete, whatever, out of St. Viator. Impressive. I like some of his throwing. From what I saw at the Top Gun, I think he's going to get better. But again, the question is, will it be football or baseball? Because he's also a baseball star, if I'm not mistaken. We'll see what happens. And I'm not going to. I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's going to be. I know a lot of people are saying, well, he's a Kemet. He's going to. Take it easy. Just let the kid live his life. Trenton Zeeb, quarterback, Mater Day. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Illinois that no one's talking about. He is one of the most underrated quarterbacks that no one's talking about. And because he's from that region of Illinois, people are still going to sleep on him, and he should not be slept on. Trenton Zeeb, out of Mater Day, Breeze, Illinois, is the real deal. I love everything about the kid. I love his mechanics. I think he's going to be one of the better college quarterbacks, and a kid that you must not sleep on. Jack Anderson, offensive lineman, Glenbard West. He's getting better and better and better at the Glenbard West, yada, yada, yada. It's the same whole thing. Again, plays the trenches, tenacity, discipline, Glenbard West. So that's all you need to know. Julius Owens, Glenbard West, athlete. Another special athlete. Made a big name for himself this fall. Is continuously going to get better. His progressions are getting better. His speed is getting a lot better. And I like his instincts, and they're good. And Julius Owens is one of them. Eddie Turk, one of the best defensive ends in the nation. Highly recruited, highly getting offers. I'm going to get more offers. He's probably on up 50, 60 offers, and that's a joke. But he is the real deal. Unbelievable, talented kid. And again, it's just he's with Graham Smith, the athlete, as well. It's just a scary defensive line. Eddie Turk is the real deal. Kyle Baltzar, offensive lineman at Loyola Academy. Again, another Loyola Academy from the Loyola Academy factory, and he is big brute, and he'll knock you on your ass, so watch out for him. Ethan Middleton, St. Rita, one of the best players in the nation, and one of the top players in the state of Illinois. He has proved it, and he's continuously proved it after 2 years, and he's going to only get better. I think I would like to see a little bit more from his vision, his field vision, but everything looks good. Luke Williams, kid just is catching on fire right now. He is going to get more offers. And definitely kid that you know out of Naperville North. Unbelievable. High character kid on and off the field. Very talented. And again, a role model recruit for any program that wants to offer him. And now we get into the Coach Big Pete watch list for class of 2025. All right, so we get into now the class of 2025 Illinois recruits, and it again, like I said, every incoming freshman class is always small because we do not know the full progressions of these kids, the growth, and again, more names will be added. And again, this is in March, so if you're watching this in May or June, check out the watch list on Deep Dish Football. Follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email, again, is coachbigpete@gmail.com. And I will mispronounce last names because I am absolutely horrible. And again, me, caveman, I apologize. Big dog recruit, Gabe Kaminsky, defensive end out of Nazareth Academy. He's getting offers. He's going to continue to get more offers. He's a little bit like Eddie Turek out of LaGrange, Lyons Township. He's going to get more and more offers. Top recruit in the state of Illinois, top recruit in the Midwest, and top recruit in the nation. Gabe Kaminsky. And, oh, what's that? He's a defensive end and he wrestles. Get out of here. No, really? Get the hint, defensive ends, defensive lineman. Christopher Burgess Jr., defensive lineman out of Simeon, another good lengthy kid. I'd like to see a little bit, again, more, growing a little bit. Still trying to get growing in maturation into his body, but he is another kid that you must know about on the defensive line. Trey Zovner, tight end, Lincoln Way East. He's got the size, he's got the frame. Again, it's going to be how much does he grow into his body, but he goes for those catches. He's a football player's football player. And what I mean by that is that he plays the game the way that's supposed to be played. He goes for the balls, and he's not afraid to take a hit. Trey Zovner is one of those kids that you must know about. And again, that Lincoln Way East farm system that's a real program right there. And talking about another real program, Sale Reyes, defensive back, East St. Louis. Don't sleep on St. Reyes. And people are like, well, East St. Louis, you should be sleeping on him anyway. He's still one of those freshmen that people don't know about. And he's out of East St. Louis. Don't forget about this kid. Marquan Thompson, I saw this kid out of forward deep. He's only getting better. And again, he's got the size. It's just where do you put him? And again, he's young. It's that age where you don't know where you're going to put the kid. But he can play whatever spot he wants to play. I don't think quarterback though. I don't think I saw him throw some balls back. I'm not really impressed with the balls that he threw, but he's been good. He did a wide receiver throw deep, but I've been overall impressed with him. I saw some of his film. He's only going to get better. Caden O'Rourke, defensive end, Lincoln Way East. He's got the size. And again, we'll see how he grows into his body, but he's going to be another real deal defensive lineman from the state of Illinois that you must pay attention to. Do not sleep on this kid. I always say that, but I think a lot of people forgot about him this year, but just keep paying attention. I was made aware of him in the summer, so definitely pay attention to this kid. Donovan, Luka Boyd. I'm going to kill myself again with this name, and I did it before. And the family was very nice, and they gave me his name, and I screwed it up again. All right, I do apologize. I'm sorry. Elijah Boyd, wide receiver out of Montini. He was unbelievable at the Boom Showcase. He is the real deal. Donovan he's going to be one of the best wide receivers coming with him and Mingo and Nixon. They're going to be unbelievable. Definitely kid to keep an eye for. Brandon Sachs, athlete out of Friend. Again, we're still at that young thing where they're athletic and you know where you're going to put them. But he comes from a great lineage. He's got, I think it was 2 brothers, if I'm not mistaken, but Brandon Sachs is one of those kids. Mason Ellens, Glenbard West, another Ellens from Glenbard West, another kid you must pay attention to. Overall athleticism good. It's the same growth patterns as his brother, but we'll see what happens, but he's definitely a kid to keep an eye out for. Iosi Apenza, he's already got some big-time offers. I think he's got the offer from Iowa. Defensive end / athlete. I think, again, it's still too early. But Iosi Apenza is one of those real deal players, and I consider this class very heavy in the defensive line. I think this is going to be one of the best defensive lines that we ever see in the state of Illinois. I think this is going to be a historic class. Quinn Morris, athlete, Plainfield East, again, still young and very athletic. Quinn Morris is a kid that you must not sleep on. He's only going to get better. He's going to be highly recruited. I think it's going to take a little bit more time with him, but he's definitely a kid that you must keep an eye out for. Colton Gamino, still very, very raw. And again, like I talked to most college coaches, he's got to grow. And I think that's going to be the most important things with Colton Gamino out of York. And we'll see what happens. Tyler Lofton, running back, Imarion Catholic. Oh, this kid's special. This kid's going to be a special player, and we're going to talk about him as a Power 5 player. Don't sleep on this kid, especially with this freshman. And when I talk about sleep with the freshman, there's a lot of freshmen that a lot of people are forgetting about. Tyler Lofton, running back out of Imarion Catholic, is that kid. He's going to be special, like Bishop. I forget the kid's name out of Bishop McNamara. He's that good. Deuce Thornton, offensive lineman, Peoria, 6'3", 6'4". Only get better. Oh, what's that? He's a wrestler? Get out of here. Really? Again, like I said, wrestling lineman, good. And he's one of those players. So definitely kid to keep an eye out for. Jack Elliott, quarterback athlete, whatever. Can do whatever. It's Mount Carmel. It's the Caravan. They find a way to put their big players on the ball. Give them the ball. Jack Elliott is one of those kids I was very impressed with. And again, continuously getting better and better and better. I forgot where I saw him. I forgot where I saw him. I'm trying to think where I got him. I forgot. I think it's the Boom Showcase or Throw It Deep. But Jack Elliott, out of Mount Carmel, a kid that you must know about, coming out of his freshman year, going into his sophomore year. Jacob Bell. Unbelievable. Jacob Bell has impressed me this whole winter. His stock has went up high with me. I'm completely impressed with Jacob Bell. I think he can play quarterback in Naperville North. I think he can play a lot of spots, but I like him at quarterback. He's gonna be something special for the Huskies. Darian Williams, Palatine, big, great frame, good athleticism, but again, still growing to his body. It's going to be one of those maturation processes that we will look at. Ian Willis, out of St. Francis, wide receiver, St. Francis. He killed it at the Boom Showcase. He's going to be one of those big-time wide receivers from the state of Illinois. I think he can break the Midwestern spotlight by this summer, late summer. He's going to be one of those big camp risers that you must keep an eye out for. Ethan Plum, quarterback, St. Charles North. Wow. One of the best quarterbacks for the class of 2025. Unbelievable. I heard his name before. I was like, oh, okay, he's a young freshman quarterback. He impressed everyone. And he's only going to get better. And he's got a brother, I'm just saying, a younger brother that you got to keep an eye out for too. But Ethan Plum from St. Charles North is the real deal. Size, frame, good, everything, speed as well. I really like his mechanics, one of the best. Nice touch on the ball too, but Ethan Plum is the real deal. Dane Sillinger, offensive lineman out of Highland, just transferred to Highland from Mater Dei. He is another top recruit, and his brother Zane Sillinger as well can play both spots, defensive line and offensive line. I like Dane Sillinger at offensive line. Zane Sillinger, see where he is at. I think when he gets a little bit older, I think he's going to go more towards the offensive line. That's just my personal feeling. And if I'm wrong, I apologize. But the Sillinger boys from Highland High School are two players that you must know. Big boys. Still, again, the growth of the body and players and how they play with their bodies, especially when you got a 6'6" player and he plays like he's 6 foot. And there's some unbalanced times. Again, it's a continuous process, but definitely two kids that you want to keep an eye for. Javon Clark, athlete, Morgan Park. This kid, whoa! I saw him at next level last summer. He's been very impressive. He's killing it with the Mustangs, and he's going to continuously kill it. But Javon Clark is one of the best recruits to come out of the state of Illinois. Could be a top 10 recruit, no doubt about that. A top 5 recruit, I'm sorry. Next one, Charlie Cruz, wide receiver, Downers Grove North High School. Wow. Holy shit. He is unbelievable. Was completely shocked with him from his first years, from last winter to this winter, to what he did at the showcases. He has been unbelievable. He's impressed everyone. Charlie Cruz is the real deal. And Downers Grove North, keep an eye out for this team. I'm telling you right now, Hurley's got one of the best kept secrets in DGM, and they got some young and upcoming risers too. And Fullen, their other wide receivers, a senior, and they got a incoming freshman quarterback that could be one of the top Illinois quarterbacks. But again, and they have another good senior quarterback in Sam Reichart. Downers Grove North is the real deal, and Charlie Cruz, wide receiver, his athleticism, his ability to make plays is unbelievable. Do not sleep on this kid. He can also be a little bit of a multiple athletics spot. But Charlie Cruz out of Downers Grove North, don't sleep on him. Logan Nashalek, quarterback, Nazareth, and I probably mispronounced the name. And whatever. I'm sorry. I apologize. And he's probably going to be a top 3 quarterback in the state of Illinois. I think he's going to break into the Midwestern ranks, and I think he's got a good chance of being a national ranked quarterback as well. But Logan Meschlik has been unbelievable. He's did some unbelievable records with Nazareth Academy his freshman year, and he's continuously going to get better and better and better. I think everything that has been put in front of him, he has jumped over it and exceeded. I think most likely he's got a shot to be a top 10 recruit in the state of Illinois. And he's one of those special quarterbacks that we need to be talking about, and a lot more. I do admit that with Plum. Joe Reif, defensive end, Gork, good size. This guy growing to his body, definitely a kid that you got to keep an eye out for. He's continuously getting better in the maturation process as a defensive end. And again, defensive lineman, offensive lineman takes a longer time for growth. It's like clay. Like I said, you got to build them up, and you got to form them, and it's going to take some time with Joe Reif. And the last one, Brandon Paredes. I killed that last name. I apologize. I know I killed his brother's last name. His older brother was an offensive lineman. But Brandon is the real deal. He was the first game that I saw. I saw him working at the JV on the sophomore level. Then he got brought up to the varsity level. He's been unbelievable. This kid's multi-sport star too, baseball star too. But Brandon Paredes, Plainfield East is that real deal, and he's got this Plainfield East team for coming years. I don't want to mess with them. They're scary. They're really scary. All right, and that it is for class of 2025. Make sure you fill out the Deep Dish Football recruiting question. Make sure I have your information. Follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Again, this was filmed in March. If you're watching this in May, make sure you check the watch list because there's names that are added there. Added daily, monthly, weekly, yada, yada, yada. Still doing free recruiting advisement sessions if you're interested. To schedule your free recruiting advisement session with me, my email again is coachbigpetefp@gmail.com. Thank you so much. And this has been the class of 2025 and 2024 watch list. Thank you so much. Enjoy. And I can't wait to see you guys during camp season and showcase season 7-on-7. I'll be at the Westmont Yard for every Sunday to watch 7-on-7 football. Should be a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for joining, and enjoy your day.